Hello class, welcome to Pre-Algebra Lesson 6.3 Day 1, which is all about dimensional analysis. By the end of this lesson, and this will be spread out over a couple of days, you should be able to convert rates using dimensional analysis and convert between systems of measurement. So let's quickly talk about a few vocab words. Dimensional analysis is when you convert from quantities and measurements from one unit to another. Okay, so we've already practiced this, like converting inches to feet or feet to inches, or just kind of things like that, or seconds to minutes, minutes to hours. All of those things are converting from one unit to another. Now, these next three words are words you've probably heard, but let's just refresh. So meter is the metric base unit for length. Liter is the metric base for unit capacity. And gram is the metric unit for mass. The base unit for mass is a kilogram. Some say kilogram, some say kilogram. I'm going to say kilogram because that's just how I grew up. But this is part of the metric system. Here in the US, we don't really use the metric system. We use something called customary, and that's where we use our inches and our feet and everything. So let's talk about some of those customary units. So when we're measuring length, we're used to talking about like 1 foot. What would be a smaller version of that 1 foot? Well, we could say 12 inches. And let me get it so that way I have a pen instead. So 1 foot, I could also write that as 12 inches. 1 yard, I could write as 3 feet. 1 mile is 5,280 feet. And I highly recommend that once this table is filled in, you take a picture or you copy this down because this is going to help you on your homework tonight. So then those are kind of some base things for length. Now let's talk about weight. 1 pound is the same as 16 ounces. 1 ton is the same as 2,000 pounds. Okay. Then for volume, 1 cup is 8 fluid ounces, and yes, we do differentiate between fluid and non-fluid ounces. So 8 fluid, we abbreviate FL, ounces is OZ. 1 pint is the same as 2 cups, and then 1 quart is 2 pints, and 1 gallon is 4 quarts. Okay? So, like I said, write that down, take a screenshot. This is going to help you on your assignment. So this is all about our customary units of measurement. Now let's talk about what metric looks like. I'm going to just kind of shrink this down a little bit. So we have something called the metric stairs. This helps you figure out going like from bigger to larger. So in the middle, whatever unit you begin with, whether that's meters, grams, or liters, okay, that goes in the middle. Then there are some prefixes that help you figure out whether we're getting bigger or smaller. So let's talk about getting smaller first. So the next one is decimeters, centimeters, or millimeters. And I just tacked on the word meters at the end because I think those are the words that you're probably most familiar with. But deci, centi, milli. Okay, then to get larger, we say deca, hecto, and kilo. All right, so if we talk about those quickly, if we start at the unit and we get bigger, this is multiplying by 10, multiplying by 100, multiplying by 1,000. So if it was 5 liters, or let's do 5 meters, decameter would be 50 meters, hectometer would be 500 meters, kilometers or kilometers would be 5,000 kilometers. Then deci would be going the other way. You're getting smaller. You're going to change it so it's a decimal. Okay, 0.1, 0.01, and 0.001. Okay, so those metric stairs are made to help you figure out how to convert between the two. All right, so another good thing to take a screenshot of or write down on your own. Okay, let's practice converting feet to inches. So if we have 20 feet, the way we're going to set up our dimensional analysis is we're going to make kind of a little grid like this, okay? I'm going to put 20 feet there, and then since I have feet on top for dimensional analysis, that means I want feet on the bottom too, because I want those feet to go away, and they cancel. If there's one on top, one on bottom, they cancel out because it works the same as if I were to ask you what's 3 divided by 3, you'd say 1. If I said what's 50 divided by 50, you would tell me 1. If I said what's y divided by y, you would say 1. So feet divided by feet cancel. They just become a 1. So 20 times a 1 is still just 20. So I don't have to worry about that. But I know that in 1 foot there are how many inches? 12. So what I'm going to do is my feet cancel just like I want, because I don't want feet as my final answer. I want inches as my final answer. Now I'm going to multiply across. I'm going to say 20 times 12 divided by 1. You might be asking, what's this first box for? You don't have to worry about that first little box yet because we're doing the easier version of this for right now. Okay? So then I'd have 20 times 12, which is 240, divided by 1 is still just 240. And then I'm left with inches as a label. Okay, let's try another one. What if I said convert 1/4 cup to fluid ounces? So I'm going to start by writing 1/4 cup. I'm going to scribble out that first section. And if I have cups on the top, that means I want cups on the bottom. And I want to know, how are cups and fluid ounces related? Well, if I go back to that one page, that thing I told you to take a screenshot of, I know that 1 cup is 8 fluid ounces. So now my cups cancel, and I have 1/4 times 8 on top divided by 1. And 1/4 times 8 is 2, and then my label that hasn't been crossed out is fluid ounces. And it's really important that you label your answers here, okay? So my answer is 2 fluid ounces. All right, let's try converting 1.5 quarts to pints. Okay, so I have 1.5 quarts. Cross out that first one. If I have quarts on top, that means I want quarts on bottom. And then if I go back to that one table, I can see that 1 quart is the same as 2 pints. So 1 quart is 2 pints. So my quarts cancel. So then I have 1.5 times 2 over 1. 1.5 times 2 is 3. And then the label I'm left with is pints. I guess 3 over 1, which is just 3, right? I forgot to mention dividing by 1 leaves it as 3. So my answer is 3 pints. Then if I scroll down, we have another one. What if I want to convert 100 ounces to pounds? So I put my ounces diagonal from each other, but how are ounces and pounds related? Well, I see that 16 ounces is 1 pound. So now I'm going to say 100 times 1 divided by 16. 100 times 1 is 100, divided by 16 is 6.25, and then my label is pounds. I'm done with that problem. Okay, now let's try a couple of metric ones. We have 4.5 liters to milliliters. So if we have 4.5, if we quickly draw those stairs, in the middle we have liters, and we're getting smaller. Remember, that's smaller. And then this is where I started, milliliters. And I have to move down 1, 2, 3 steps. So that means I'm going to take my decimal, and since I moved to the right, I'm going to move to the right 1, 2, 3. And that's where my new decimal is. So 4.5 liters is 4,500 milliliters. And the abbreviation for milliliters is the lowercase m, capital L. Okay, let's try another one. So this time we're going to convert 500 milliliters, or millimeters to decameters. So again, let's draw our stairs. So then we have kilometers, hectometers, decameters, and then meters, decimeters, centimeters, millimeters. So I'm starting all the way down here, and I'm moving from meters all the way up to decameters. So I have to move 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left. 4 units left. So I started with 500 millimeters. Here's my decimal. I'm going to move it 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have to fill that empty space. So I have 0.05. If I want to write those last 2 zeros, I can, but it doesn't make a difference. So I have 0.05 decameters. And that is my final answer. All right, so if you have questions on this, please don't be afraid to ask for help. I'm happy to help you. I know that this topic can be a little tricky at first and takes some practice. So please ask questions. Have a great day.